Hi, this is Mark. This is 31st of October, and before we go on to this week's analysis, let's just have a look back at the test run we did on weekly analysis last week. This is MT4I stats, and the link is in the blog post, and I showed you at the beginning of the week which trades we were looking to take. At the end of the week, we've got a 1.3% account growth. Equity at the moment is 51,107 because we have a floating profit of $435 in 2 open trades. I'm just going to quickly go through what we did last week. We had a win on the Euro GBP for 95 pips, which was great. I showed you during the week, I made a mistake with the Euro GBP. I had the sell-in at 89.12, which is the one that has worked really well, but I placed at the beginning of the week an option where we're either going to sell at this point or buy here. And unfortunately, I forgot about this, and this was too near. Now, when you have, for example, on the pound, we had a sell limit at 160 and a buy, I think, at 155. The 500 pip gap, it's quite feasible that we could get the sell at the top and still get the buy at the bottom. But this was only 100 pips difference. It was a mistake, and that's a shame because we lost 29 pips there. The second part of this Euro GBP trade went on and made another $647. That in total, at this point, the trade had gone 163 pips. The Aussie dollar yen. The Aussie dollar yen was losing, and really on Thursday I was looking at it, and I said at the time I really didn't like the look of this. I should have just cancelled this trade, but it lost. You can't win them all. Dollar Swissy, I moved the stop to entry because it was a Friday, and I don't like to trade Fridays, and I didn't want too many trades open. And what I did have open was an Aussie dollar. And these two pairs are quite correlated, i.e. that when this one's going up or down, this one's going in the opposite way. So I didn't want exposure for both on Friday afternoon. So we took a profit out of the Aussie dollar of 64 pips, $258. So we had a gross close profit of 56.39. Now we have open, we still have the final part of our euro sell, which is currently $344 profit, and it's 214 pips in front. And we have the latter part of the Aussie dollar. I scaled most of it out Friday afternoon. Again, I didn't want to have a lot left over the weekend, and I usually prefer to have at least 100 pips in case gaps will take us out. So at the moment we've got 89 pips profit on the balance of the Aussie dollar and 214 on the balance of the Euro GBP. So the rules for future really are need to be more aware about particularly the Euro pound, about the sells and the buys not being too close, and if one triggers we need to cancel the other. And the other rule is this thing, if you're looking at a trade, irrespective of the fact whether it's weekly, it looked as though it was going to lose, I should have just closed the damn thing. So that's another rule. I will now move on. I'll show you the charts from last week, what happened, and then we'll go on to our analysis, for the weekly analysis for the week ahead. This is the Euro GBP on a daily chart. I'll show you the weekly in a moment. This is the move we caught last week. We caught this to sell at 89.12, and this has turned out to be the move of the week. I placed my stop just above this recent trend line, which was on a weekly chart, I believe, and price has moved down. We've taken profits off at various stages, and I've now moved the stop to here, 87.75. I'm going to change to 87.80 at market open. It's just above this recent high of Thursday, and there was support and resistance issues here as well before. This does now look very bearish. We've had a rejection at 78.6. It started to turn down. I initially had my take profit 86.10. I am now going to be more adventurous with this, and I'm going to go for 85.10, I believe I've set it at, and we may even look for more as time goes on. What gives me the confidence is this. This is the weekly Euro Pound. This candle, last week's candle, is an engulfing candle at the top of a major move at a rejection at 78.6 fib of a weekly chart. Lots of reasons why this suggests this is now going to go down. Stochastics are also rolling over on the weekly as well. And look at the monthly. This is the monthly chart. The candle that's just closed, this is a pin bar reversal candle at a 78.6 fib. So lots of clues that the Euro Pound is due a fall. If you are not in this already, then you have to start thinking in terms of, well, where can I get in? And I will go on to that in a second. This is the Swissy. Now, we caught the Swissy earlier in the week. I think it was Wednesday, and we were at 1.7080 pips up. And Friday, the dollar started to pull back on lots of things. And I was explaining to you, because the fact that when the Swiss is going up, the Aussie dollar is going down, and both are open, I don't trade Friday afternoons, and I'm not happy leaving trades over the weekend unless at least 100 pips in profit. So I moved the stop to entry, and it got taken out. And Murphy's Law, it then fell another 60 odd pips. But MoveOn.com. This is the Aussie dollar. I was showing you during the week how it watched gold for clues. Aussie dollar came down. Our initial stop was here, just below 78.6 fib. And it did come within about 10 pips and then promptly moved away. This is a pin bar reversal candle again, which gives hope to us now. This is currently, I think it was 60 pips in profit. I do still like the idea of a short at 100, the whole number again. So I will be looking, at the moment I think I have my first take profit up here at 98.80. I'm going to move that to 99.80, and at which point I will also be looking to sell. So we'll see what happens with that one. Aussie dollar yen was the one that lost, and I was saying on Thursday, Thursday, this just looked as though it was going to go, and Thursday it broke through this daily 55. I should have just closed it, but it's an experiment. MoveOn.com. Murphy's Law, the euro yen on Thursday, I took the Aussie dollar and not the euro yen because it kicked in first, and that went on to actually get in front and then got taken out as well. Dollar yen never got back up to our main area we were looking at, but it did touch and move away from the secondary level, but this was more of a daily move than weekly. So again, this was the main area we were looking up there, and similarly the CAD we were looking for up here, just below 1.0400, and it never quite got there. So I will move on now and show you the analysis for the week ahead for the weekly charts. So the idea behind this is you place the order on a Sunday evening at market open and then adjust during the week as and when you have time. Weekly analysis. This is not a good week to try to do weekly analysis, to place trades on a Sunday night and leave them for the week. The reason being, on Tuesday we have FOMC news. FOMC news is followed by Wednesday, Thursday for interest rate news and statements from the Euroland and the United Kingdom at least. And Friday is the monster NFP day. I would definitely, if you place any weekly orders, definitely close them by Thursday evening. I would never ever leave a trade running through NFP, and I would cancel by then. Now, for the weekly, this is the pound. Areas of interest. It's clearly broken and closed above 160 for the first time in ages. So I'm going to start treating this more as a daily move, but as a weekly, the areas I would be interested would be a pullback back to 158.00 down here with a view to a long, because it's a trend line and it's a previous intersection of support and resistance as well. If I was trading this on the daily, I'd be looking at market open to see what it does around 160. Later in the week, we saw last week how the euro pound rejected at 78.6 weekly fib. So the next major area for me really is all the way up here, a few hundred pips away, 62.50 area for a possible short. I would tend to go in half stake for that one due to the fact that it is risky. This is the Euro USD. Went absolutely nowhere last week. Back, forward, and exactly where it started. Pin bar, candle, a spinning top indecision candle, as was the week before and the week before that. Areas of interest again, a possible shorts at 41.58 again, and I have my order, I've left it in from last week, 34.50 area for a possible long, which is this area down here. Swissy, we did get this order, and then I moved the stop to entry and got taken out on Friday. This is still the major line in the sand for me. This is still in a clear downtrend. Although it's starting to look a bit bullish, we are in a clear downtrend, and therefore I am only going to go with the trend, and this is the logical area again. I shorted last week at 99.20, and I will look to do so again by placing an order there at market open. This is Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar I just shown you on a daily. We had a pin bar candle here. I will be looking in the main areas again. If it pulls back down to 97.25 area, and I still left my order in from last week for shorts at it's actually at 99.80 with my stop just above at 1.0020. So that is the area. Again, it's counter trend, so I would look to go half stake on that one. This is the Aussie dollar yen. Now the Aussie dollar yen has broken down through a major area of support and resistance. This is more of a daily move to me, but I will be looking to short tomorrow at 79.36 area. Euro yen has not broken as of yet, so again I have left my order into short up here at 114.70 area. Other than that, what we have the dollar yen. Now, last week we were looking to short from the weekly 83.35. It's too far away now. I will be interested here at 81.70. We have a trend line here on the daily. It's previous area of support and resistance, and it's last week's high-ish. So anywhere around here on that pair. And finally, the CAD. I'm only looking to short. I have left my order in from last week if price was to get all the way up here. Again, it's one of those that's been bouncing around. On an intraday, I will be very interested in this area, 1.0280, because we've got the EMAs, we've got this trend line, and lots of things going on. Look for clues for Bollinger Bands again on these, a lot of these pairs at market open. If that closes down, it would give me greater confidence that it is going to go down. So, not a good week really to be trading weekly because of the news events. So if you do take a trade, then you're going to have to make a decision. For example, if you're in a trade on Tuesday and FOMC news is coming out, you either need to be hundreds of pips in front and move your stop and to protect, at least to try to protect for entry, or you need to scale out some of the trade, or you need to close it, because there's a great danger that FOMC news price could just rocket one way or the other, and equally the interest rate news and then the dreaded NFP on Friday all could have the same effect. So unless you have a cushion of hundreds of pips, I would tend to do as I've just suggested.